Y'all, grab your popcorn, your teacups, your receipts, because what I'm about to spill is the kind of drama Huntsville was not ready for. And trust me, when I say the streets are talking, they are screaming. So picture this. It's late at night, social media scrolling is on autopilot, and then boom! Whispers start dropping in the DMs, screenshots fly, and suddenly everyone's like, wait, what? Martell Holt did what to Marsau Scott? Yes, sis, you heard me right. The man who has built his entire brand on being flashy, messy, and in the middle of controversy has allegedly dropped a tape. Not just any tape, a tape that supposedly exposes his former friend and castmate Marsau Scott. And before you say, oh no, this can't be real, let me tell you. The timing, the screenshots, the cryptic posts, they're all lining up too neatly. Something is definitely brewing. Now, if you've been following Love and Marriage Huntsville, you already know Martell and Marsau's friendship has been shaky for years. From side-eyes at reunions to explosive fights about infidelity, the tension has been simmering like a pot, left on high heat. But this takes it to a whole new level. Here's the kicker. Folks online are already calling it Martell's revenge. Because let's be real, Martell doesn't move without motive. And if you think back to everything that's gone down, the cheating scandals, the broken friendships, the shady business moves, suddenly, the idea of him dropping a bomb like this doesn't sound so far-fetched. But before we dive deeper into what's allegedly on this so-called tape, let's rewind for a second. Because to really understand the weight of this, we've got to look at who Marsau and LaTisha Scott are, and why their downfall would be extra juicy for the Huntsville audience. Now, y'all know Marsau and LaTisha Scott have spent years building up this power couple image on Love and Marriage Huntsville. They've branded themselves as the solid couple, the business-minded duo who would rather talk about real estate and building empires than rolling around in mess. LaTisha especially has leaned into that Southern Belle ride-or-die wife persona. Every reunion, every scene, she's standing firm, chin high, saying things like, "My husband doesn't cheat, we're not like that." It's her whole thing, defending her man like her life depends on it. But let's be honest, the fans, the bloggers, even some of the cast, they've been side-eyeing that picture-perfect image for a long time. Remember when Marsau's name first came up in Martell's old cheating confessions? When Martell casually threw out that he wasn't the only one in Huntsville stepping out? That was the very first crack in the Scott family's polished exterior. LaTisha brushed it off, of course. She doubled down, saying her marriage was unshakable. And Marsau? Oh, he smirked his way through it, dropping slick little jokes and acting like the whole thing was beneath him. But here's the thing. People never forgot. The internet does not let go. And over the seasons, the whispers about Marsau's extracurricular activities kept popping up. Now add this alleged Martell tape into the mix. Whew, the perfect couple storyline shattered. And y'all, it's not just about reputation, this is about business too. Marsau and LaTisha's bread and butter is tied to their brand. Their real estate projects, their public speaking, even their role on the show, all of it depends on them looking like the respectable, aspirational couple. If that image falls apart, so does the empire. That's why this scandal is so dangerous. Because it doesn't just hit their marriage, it hits their money. And let me tell you, the fans are already circling like sharks. Twitter, TikTok, Facebook groups. People are dissecting LaTisha's every move, her old comments about Melody, her past digs at Martell, even her mom Ms. Wanda's rants. Folks are saying karma came knocking, and it came in the form of a leaked tape. But here's the tea nobody wants to say out loud. If Martell really does have this tape, if it really does show what people are whispering about, then it doesn't just put Marsau and LaTisha's marriage at risk. It puts their entire Love and Marriage Huntsville storyline at risk. Because what happens when your whole brand, the faithful wife, the respectable husband, blows up in flames? Exactly. Viewers stop rooting for you. And once the audience flips, that's when the producers start making calls. So here's the question y'all need to sit with. Did Martell just set fire to his ex-friend's empire out of spite? Or did he just pull back the curtain on something that was always there, waiting to be exposed? Picture this. It's late night scrolling, you're half watching some reality TV reruns, and then bam! Your DMs start blowing up. Screenshots are flying everywhere. And out of nowhere, everyone's like, hold up, Martell Holt did what to? Marsau Scott? Yep, you heard that right. The same Martell who built his whole brand on drama, controversy, and messy public feuds is allegedly dropping a tape. Not just any tape, but one that's said to expose his former friend and love and marriage, Huntsville castmate Marsau Scott. Now, before you start saying, nah, this can't be real, let me just hit you with the timing. The cryptic posts, the screenshots, the whispers online, it's all coming together too neatly. Something is definitely brewing, and it's about to blow. If you've been following Love and Marriage Huntsville, you know that Martell and Marsau's friendship has been hanging by a thread for years. We've seen the shade, the passive-aggressive jabs, and the heated confrontations about infidelity. But now, this is next level. And the real kicker, people on the internet are already calling it Martell's revenge. And honestly, can you blame them? When you look at Martell's history, the cheating scandals, the fractured friendships, the shady business deals, the idea of him pulling out a bomb like this suddenly doesn't seem so far-fetched. But hold up, before we dive deeper into the tape that's apparently about to shake Huntsville, let's take a step back. To understand the gravity of this, we gotta talk about who Marsau and LaTisha Scott are, and why their downfall would be extra juicy for the Love and Marriage fanbase. Now, if you've been watching, you know that Marsau and LaTisha have spent years crafting this image of the perfect, untouchable power couple. The solid marriage, the business-savvy duo who'd rather talk real estate than drama. They've got the whole couple goals vibe down to a science. LaTisha especially has leaned hard into this ride-or-die wife persona. Every reunion, every episode, she's defending her man like he's the second coming of St. George. She's all, my husband doesn't cheat. Our marriage is strong. And while she's over there wearing her faithful wife crown, the fans, the bloggers, even some of the other castmates, they've been side-eyeing that picture-perfect marriage for a while. Remember when Martell dropped that bomb about Marsau allegedly stepping out during one of his cheating confessions? That was the first crack in the Scott family's flawless facade. LaTisha brushed it off, of course, doubling down on how her marriage was unshakable. Marsau, too, played it cool, acting like he was too unbothered to care. But guess what? People remembered.